And I don't think we'll be voting on this tonight because we have drafting questions to consider, but obviously we will not hold you up any longer than is absolutely necessary.
I'm sorry, you said you will not be voting. I just want to remind the board about the 60-day time period. Does that allow for that as far as having a vote and then a building permit issued within that time frame?
Our next meeting is December 2nd. Is that outside your time frame?
It would be just like around December 22nd that we're need our approval by.
Right, so we're
Yeah,
meeting
so
on
we should-
December 2nd. And then I
Yeah.
know that Helen, when we had spoke on the phone several weeks ago, I think didn't you say it was just, you were more contingent upon the board's vote, but not the complete cradle to grave?
It is supposed to, I mean, it includes the building permit, so, I mean,
Right.
I know December 22nd is kind of a,
Oh, sure, but we're gonna, December 2nd is the board's next meeting. They're all net for the month of December, the board's meeting on December 2nd and 16th, but this would be probably, or would be put, say, on December 2nd.
okay. So then, we already have our documentation for the building permits. We probably could submit it just pending getting this approval, at least be reviewed and ready to be issued, hopefully. That's what we could do.
And I wouldn't think that this should hold you up.
Okay.
It's just, you need 4 votes for this, and I'm out of here in like 4 minutes. So are we set? Do we have a plan? Then we close that public hearing and we have an A&R up next.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so up next, we open the public hearing for a special permit for, nope, I'm off of the hearing agenda. I thought there was something odd about that. Okay, can we have a motion to open the meeting of the portfolio planning board?
So moved.
For a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Roll call vote for Mimi.
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
and Rosanna. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you all. We are open, and can we just run through the A&R for Sergeant West Apartments?
Yes, Brianna, can you in the Google Drive share the Sergeant West, it's item 1.5 on that, just share that image?
Yep, I'm just get to it.
So for what it's worth, also know that I did reach out. So the surveyor is Robert Alexek. He's done a lot of plans with Heritage or a lot of plans with the city, but he is with Heritage Surveys. In one of his correspondence to me upon providing this too, he noted that he was working with the building department on this. So in that, I responded to him. Well, for one, also, we don't have a check yet. So theoretically, the board can review this and say approve it, but we haven't formally received it yet because they haven't paid the fees yet. So just please note that. So I did reach out to Bob Alexek and just said, being the fact that you're working with the building department, can either you or someone provide some sort of explanation as to why that's, I know there's been issues before when it comes to joining or separating lots with buildings on them. as far as the building department's concerned. But in the regards to the subdivision handbook and A&Rs, does it have frontage? Yes. Is it on a way? Yes. Does it have access? Yes. But my curiosity was the statement that they're working with the building department. So, like I said, I reached out to them, and his response was that he forwarded my requests, that being for the check, and then also for some description. And his response was, and I may not get the pronunciation right, but Shani Nabe and Ari Berazin would be he forwarded the request to them, and that Shani is out of the country, and that he was hoping that Ari could answer the questions. Is Ari or anyone from this project on the Zoom tonight? Oh, and I also gave him the Zoom link and the Zoom folder and the calendar reference as well from the city council's calendar. It does not appear as though anyone is present, but just zooming in a bit, I don't know if you bottom right hand corner, go hit the zoom. What they're essentially doing though, just for the board's recognition, up. Can you zoom out one up? Thank you. You'll see a dotted line there and you'll see two buildings. Essentially, the buildings appear to be joined or abutting, and there's a dotted line there. It looks as though they're looking to remove that line and basically have both of these buildings be on one parcel. But also to further, I guess my question would be, and I would ask, the applicant, is that, are these considered two separate buildings or are these considered one building? Because in the eyes of the building department, if this was two separate buildings, then that opens up a little bit of a can of worms, because technically, you can take you'd be putting two commercial buildings or two buildings on one lot, and I'm not quite sure where to go with that. So I guess I was hoping that we get some sort of response from the building department, or as far as what they were doing here, or how they were working with this applicant to make this happen. But by A&R standards, is it on a way? Yes. Does it have frontage? Yes. And does it have access? Yes.
So basically, I jumped the gun by attempting to bring this up tonight.
Well, no, you didn't, because I put it on the agenda because I was hoping by now that someone was going to show up from the applicant side, and I just got that response at 9:23 this morning. But I knowingly put it on the agenda thinking that there would be some sort of resolution to this in advance of this meeting, and unfortunately, we don't have anyone here.
Okay, well, would you rather we voted to accept it because we have no grounds not to tonight? Or would you rather hold it to attempt to get an explanation of what they're doing here?
Well, I think it's safe for the board because it meets the criteria of an A&R. I would think it was safe for the board to approve it, because if this wasn't near a board meeting, we would have rectified this and had the U.S. designated signer to come in and sign this. So, and then we would have brought it back to present to the board after. So I don't think, from the sheer the three criteria, I think the board could say this is approvable, but I think before the board actually signs it, we need more information.
It also seems like the applicant might decide not to do it if it turns out it's creating zoning problems, having two
Yeah.
buildings on one lot. I'd like to give them a chance to talk it through with you
Right.
and decide whether it's really the right thing to do before we approve it. And they might
And
then
that's
decide they
acceptable.
don't want it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, we definitely need to reach out to the building department. I was hoping to have heard something, but I will stay on that and just see if there's something as far as, is this considered one building in the eyes of the building department or two? Because that might be next steps.
Okay, well, let's hang on to it and bring it up again, and with any luck, by our next meeting, we'll have something.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I am at a point where I have like 4 minutes. Is there anything that we can do in 4 minutes that you all think I should stick around for, or should I say goodnight for now?
I would, well, if I may, if I can interject, We've
please.
got Peter Lapointe here. I see him in the Zoom room, and his items are the 6-month update. And then I don't know if there's anyone else from his camp concerning the temporary sign discussion.
Which I'm happy to take out of order, but I really will be gone in 4 minutes. So, that being said, Mr. Lapointe, it sounds like if you would like to talk about these items now, you're on.
All right. Thank you very much. I think the first item on your agenda was for us was the project update. And if you've been by the site, you can see that our site work is actually substantially complete. The site utilities, the grading, the drainage, all the utilities have been brought into the building. So we're now putting down process material and bringing the site to a rough grade and hopefully to put a binder course down before the snow flies and the plants close.
Yeah, it looks good.
The building is framed and we are awaiting trusses. Once we have the trusses, the roof will be sheathed and completed, and we'll install windows and doors. Our obligations and the exterior veneer, the finishes and trims. Our obligation is to complete the shell, and we expect to do. Our hope is to do that this year before the year end. Over the winter, the tenant will complete the interior of the building. Ready for us to do final paving and pavement marking and landscaping and site signage early in the spring. The tenant's opening target date now is April.
Awesome. Sounds great.
So we're moving along. We did reach out to the tenant today, which I guess is part and parcel of the second item. And suggested to them that they do whatever they need to do with their sign contractor to start that sign approval process, permitting process for their wall signs, directional signs, that kind of thing. So that if there is any issues, they've got the entire winter to resolve it. If there aren't any questions, I can move on to the sign issue, but that's pretty much our project status update.
Well, by all means, that's.
Yeah. All right. The second item, the Florence Bank installed temporary coming soon signs on the temporary construction fence that surrounds their new building. They made, I guess, they raised 2 red flags, one of which was they didn't pull a permit to install temporary signs, coming soon signs. And they installed what technically is 4 signs. It's the same sign, once in Spanish, once in English, on each of the, facing each of the abutting streets. So they had more signs than they were allowed, and they had more, and they neglected to pull a permit. They did go down to the building department, and building said, geez, you've got to get a sign off from planning before you can do this. We sat down with them and looked at what they had. The coming soon sign they installed was 32 square feet. Your ordinance allows them to have 40 square feet for a coming soon sign. And because they're at a street corner, they front on 2 streets, they're allowed to have 2 signs, one facing each of the streets. So we're requesting your permission for them to go get a building permit or a sign permit from the building department to install 2 of the signs they received a violation for. And I would point out, they said as soon as they got the violation, they took all 4 signs down and put them on the ground. So they're there if you want to go see them. But they're enthused about the
sorry, I
location.
think-
We'd like them to continue to be enthused about the location and to let the general public know that the Florence Bank is coming soon.
So someone can correct me, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but if this is BH, they could file for increase to 80 feet and for multiple signs, right?
Correct.
So they could put all those signs back up if they just filed the correct permits.
Correct. Because the
Yeah.
maximum allowed in the zone is 40, and under 6464, an increase of over greater than 40 and or multiple requires the special permit.
Right. So
Alright.
if they just file that paperwork with us, they can
That's a
put
public
everything back
hearing.
It
up.
would be a public hearing process.
Right.
But that's the kind of public hearing that like those permits we can just like whenever we can hear it, we'll hear it, and we have tended to, because they're non-controversial, just deal with them when we get them.
Well, but just also, if I may, just note that by the time it gets published, you wouldn't be hearing it till January.
That,
So,
Peter, I understand that this is frustrating, but this, like, for us, when people come in and are doing site plan review with us, we try really hard, and I think we did in this case, to say, if you're going to need temporary signs, now's the time to apply, because we would have, we would like to roll it in and just get it done so that this doesn't end up happening, and that's been our effort to try to get people to apply for those up front.
And we
Fully
called out in the
understand.
notice of decision too.
excuse me?
Oh, I said we called it out in the notice of decision too, that there was gonna
Oh,
be.
you absolutely did.
Yeah.
And Colvest didn't put up any temporary signs. The tenant did, and the tenant
Gotcha.
didn't tell
Gotcha.
us that they were going to do that. And they made the decision somewhere along the line that, gee, we want a Florence Bank coming soon, or whatever the wording was on the sign.
Well, and I think we're very sympathetic to that, but per the ordinance, we need to have we need to do the special permit. We can't just like say, oh, it sounds good. We need to go through the process, because that's what the ordinance tells us we have to do, and we have to follow the ordinance. So
This evening, the tenant is asking for your authorization for them to go to the building department and pull a required permit for the 2 signs they are allowed. They're under 40 feet, and there's one facing each street. If they choose, if they want larger sign area or more signs, they can come back with a special permit. But
okay.
at least this gets something up, so it's not just a blank construction fence.
Yeah, Jeff, that tracks, right?
Right,
Yeah.
correct. So with that, they had the 2 signs, which again, the board cannot control content. So with that, they had the 2 signs, but at this point, the notice of decision still called for them to review these plans. So basically, the fact that they are doing it a little bit late in the game, we can, the board can still look at that and say, yes, we hereby have now seen this plan, and it has been in the Google Drive. I don't know if we want to share it again, but it's basically a coming soon sign. And it's 32 square feet for one. So if they wish to do one on each elevation, the board can say, yes, we hereby have now seen it per number 17. We hereby approve of it. And, you are welcome to go to the building department to get the permit to install the 32 square foot sign, no greater than 40 on each of those
On each side.
elevations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say we should go ahead and tell them absolutely whatever they can do by right, it looks perfectly fine
Yes.
Yeah.
in the file.
Agreed.
And if they
They-
want the other ones, they can come back to us.
They've already bought the 2 signs. They can take the 2 32 square foot signs and put one up on each street.
Yes.
Yes.
And if they want to come back for the other 2, they can. That's up to them.
Yes.
Perfect.
That's perfect. Before I leave here tonight, I will send them that email.
All right. And it looks like I got a message from Mimi that not only did she have to leave, but her internet was unstable, so she is now gone. But I think that Jeff, do you think we should take a vote on that?
I don't see why not, just for the record, that the board hereby voted to approve one sign no greater than 40 square feet on both the west elevation and the north elevation as a
Okay.
coming, so I mean, again, you can't really control content, so at that
Right.
point, you're just saying
Right.
a sign on each elevation.
Yeah,
Not
so would
greater
somebody
than
like
40.
to make that motion?
Jeff, if you could notify the building commissioner at some point, I will notify the tenant this evening and they can send somebody down to apply for the necessary permits and pay the fees
Sure.
before our contractor runs over the signs.
I move that we approve the 32 and 30. Sorry, I move that we approve what Jeff said regarding the signs.
Thank you, that's perfect. Rosanna, can you second it?
I don't think she heard you.
Yeah, I know I can tell she's, Rosanna, are you there still?
She's super sick. Poor
I
thing.
know she is.
Sounds-
I mean, I can second it, but we can't really vote on it with two people.
Yeah, we need to have the third.
But we also don't have to have a vote on it, technically. I mean, it would be
Yeah, they
nice.
just do the two signs, they're in compliance.
Yeah, yeah. It's just nice. It's nice if we can have it on
You're
record.
not wrong, Peter, but I said it was a condition that did state that the board had the review power of even if they met the complied, but you know, I'm emailing the person that'll be granting the permit right as we speak, so.
All right, I'll get to the facilities guy in the bank and he can dispatch somebody.
Can we just put in the minutes that the board reviewed it? Just as that was the requirement.
That would work.
Yeah, and we can, well, I think with only,
I just texted
just-
Rosanna.
so did I. We're probably besieging her. But I think we probably can't even continue the meeting without three of us. So let's just hold tight. I mean, I think, Peter, I
The
think you're
minutes-
okay at
And the
this
minutes will
point.
reflect that we had the discussion.
Yeah, I think we're all right, but we have to figure out whether we have Rosanna here, to see whether we can continue.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's hang out here for a second and see if we can get Rosanna back. Jeff, what else do we need to deal with tonight? I mean, we can't do the,
The thing is, right now we've got John Tomaszewski on from RLA just to give a project update and to talk
Right.
about an amendment that the board, I would need 3 members to vote on. But
Yeah.
honestly, you've already you asked for the fence, they're just trying to display the fence. And the
Yeah.
other item with the parking, they're just trying to change one parking space from handicap
Mm-hmm.
to non-handicap. I mean, and they also gave us a narrative letter, if I recall, which I think I already forwarded to you all from Nina Fazio earlier today.
right,
So, I mean,
right, but we
I mean, I
can't,
feel bad that he's been hanging on now for
yeah,
an hour plus. So,
But we literally can't do anything with only two of
Right,
us.
there's no
yeah,
quorum
no, I
anymore.
agree. I'm just saying that I feel bad for that.
Yeah, of course.
let's hold on for a minute and see. I mean, I know Rosanna's not feeling well. Maybe she's just had to step away from the computer. Maybe she'll be back. I mean, we don't want to hold the meeting open for too long, but I would assume that if she really had to leave, she would have turned off. So hopefully she's coming back. It's that time of year. I mean, I was in a meeting last night with somebody who was like lying on the floor because she's still recovering from COVID. So, I mean, thank goodness for Zoom, but it's too bad that now people have to come to meetings even when they're sick. So there's not really anything else we can do
No, because we don't
at
have
this point.
a meeting.
Yeah. Let's wait to see. So while we're here in our meeting, that's not a meeting. Lauren, I reached out to, oh, Rosanna. Rosanna, are you
sorry.
here?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're so sorry. We know you feel horrible, but we need you because now we're only
I
three of
know.
us. Um, you're okay with affirming, we need to affirm that, we're okay with the, Florence Savings going ahead with the signs that they're allowed by right. So,
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
okay, well, so Lauren,
I made a motion to approve
Lauren made a
that.
motion. We need you to
Sorry.
second it. And
I'll
then we can
second
vote.
it.
Thanks.
Okay. Roll call vote for Kate,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
and Rosanna.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what do we have that we have to do tonight, and then we need to let Rosanna go?
Yeah. It sounds like we should hear the 37
number
Appleton.
4.
And
Item
then I
number
have
4.
item number 4,
No, or item C rather, on
3D,
3C.
3C. Oh, it's for the Duncan.
Yeah, because that's the amendment. You're approving the amendment for the fence and the parking space, but I'm assuming John will explain that.
Okay, so this is for the Duncan. All right, and then I have one question and then we can close, I think. All right, so on the agenda, it's SPR file 158 Duncan Coffee Shop. This is our project update and an amendment on the fence and parking. John, do you want to talk to us about that?
Sure, yes. I'm John Tomaszewski with Arl Levesque Associates. I don't know if it'd be possible to share my screen. Jeff summed up the amendments pretty well, but I can show you a pretty picture if you'd like. I don't know if,
Love
Yep,
pretty-
you should be all set too.
okay. All right, so you should see a site plan that I would think you recognize. So this is the proposed Dunkin' on South Street in the city. South Street is over here to the right on the plan. So what the amendment currently being proposed is to convert what was on the original site plan was a handicap accessible parking space in this area, and just convert it to a standard parking space. And that's as simple as it is. The remainder of the plaza still has adequate, in fact, an excess number of handicap accessible parking spaces. So that should not be an issue. It's just literally just to provide an additional parking space near the building for the general public. And then the second part of it, I guess this was an amendment from a month or two ago. There was an installation of a propane tank, somewhere in this area. And I guess the planning board requested that a post and rail fence be installed at that time. So this plan sort of brings all of those things together. It eliminates the one handicap accessible parking space here, and then shows the fence in this area along the running parallel with the drive-through lane. So I don't know if anyone has any questions or.
No questions from the planning board? Any comment, Jeff? Or Parker?
I've got nothing.
Okay, it's not a public hearing, but if there's anybody from the public who has a thought. Sounds like we're good with it. And so shall we vote? Let's take a vote to approve it.
I make a motion to approve the amendment to the plan.
Second.
All right, and voting,
Roll call vote for Kate,
yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
and Rosanna.
Yes, ma'am.
I keep going to say Mimi every time.
So, I think we can't vote on the executive session minutes because Lauren was the associate then. So we don't have a quorum for that. Am I correct?
Well, I would still say at that one point, though, there was that she was able to take over for Nathan in his absence and become a full member.
But sorry.
So is there
I'm
any
just
reason
thinking,
why you
is there
can't?
any-
You're still a seated member now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, is there anything that we have to do tonight?
Oh.
Because Rosanna's like on death's door.
I mean, the only other thing would just no, there isn't. The only other thing I would think
I'm
of is
okay. I'm okay. I can stick it out. I'm just like slow. I don't feel good.
I think
You
we can,
sound so bad.
I think we
We
can get
can't
through
tell
the,
Lozano.
But
I think we can
do
get
item-
through the
can
rest
we
of this
do
in
it-
10 minutes.
Okay.
Can we do item 3D while Mr. Tomaszewski is still available?
Oh, he's doing that also? Okay, sure. Let's talk SPR file 167, American Environmental, 6-month update.
Sure. Again, John Tomaszewski, Arlovec Associates. As Jeff had mentioned there, we sent a letter to the board earlier today. There is not a whole lot to report. That work has not started at this point. They're anticipating a starting date in the spring of next year. I guess there were some delays in funding, so the update is that there is nothing to update.
Okay.
It sounds like with both of these, I mean, I know we finished C, but it sounds like with both C and D, we'd probably like to hear another update. Should we ask for another 6-month update on both of those projects?
That makes sense. Yeah. Do we need a
That-
motion for that or?
I don't think so. John, is that okay? Can you come
I
back?
was going to say there's a little bit of an update. I'm sorry for the prior one, the South Street, the Duncan. I wasn't aware that I was providing an update on that. I know that the plantings, I don't know if they're all installed yet. I know Parker, I guess, was out there yesterday and oversaw, the plantings. They were on site. I don't know if they're all installed just yet. And the goal is that they're hoping to pave next week sometime, if weather permits. But they're looking to get down pavement before the snow flies, as I'm sure most people are. So that's a bit of an update for that one. I don't know if that helps. I know we're kind of going backwards, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's that kind of night. Jeff, do you think like asking them for 6 months for both of these makes sense in the calendar? You're
Yeah.
muted, but
Yes, I believe so. So I mean, at that point, you're looking at probably like May 12th.
does that sound good, John?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I think
Okay.
by that point, work would have started at least, coming out of the winter, I'm sorry.
Wonderful.
And John,
Thanks.
just another thing to note is that there are 2 active notices of decisions on both those projects, and the city would appreciate if, I mean, there are documents that need to be processed prior to any TCO or final CO.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Jeff, do we need to say anything about meeting schedule?
No, I mean, what you see is what's there. Just looking. I mean, we've got 2 zone changes coming up. I'm assuming that when it comes to the signs, we're going to have to ask that the filing Counselor Vacan, hopefully will provide some further detail as to what she's looking for. The Martin Street one is going to be a tricky zone change. I believe they may have been denied a special permit, and I've since found that I did reach out and I got in the online Google Drive for the 12/2 meeting. You will see that I do have a copy of the special permit that was granted for the dog grooming facility. So, which unfortunately there were no conditions granted, but regardless, this is a situation where I was not present, but believe that the special permit may have been denied for this 3rd use. So now they're trying a zone change for the 3rd unit, which I don't want to talk about it too much because obviously it's not a public hearing yet. But that's that. And then we have a potential second antenna coming following the provisions of 6409 for an antenna at the open square. And I think it was like 110 Lyman Street, I think is the address off the top of my head. We have the continuation of the zone change for December 16th. And now we've got nothing yet scheduled for the 13th or the 27th of the new year.
Are we, I know you and I had talked about whether we could have the December 16th meeting in person.
Right.
But the tiny home zone change that's on that date was continued Was it specifically continued to Zoom, or can we
It
make
was,
it?
but we can always do that hybrid like we did at our
Okay.
last meeting when we had, was it Library Commons a couple meetings ago where they zoomed in
Yeah.
at the table and then we still conducted business in person.
Yeah, I think we have some reasons why it would be nice to be in person on that day.
Yes.
If people can do that. Other business comprehensive plan update, and then maybe we can do the minutes last. I have so my question, Rosanna and Lauren, if either one of you want, I'm trying to pick up with the lighting issue, and Parker sent me a bunch of good information. You know, there's a draft to look at, but I reached out to Westfield, who I took the lighting walking tour with. They and they would be happy to meet with me, and if one other person wants to come to talk about the process they went through doing a lighting plan and some reflections on how they got it passed. I can absolutely do that on my own, but if anybody wanted to come with me, I can try to loop you into talking with them. Just an informal conversation about their process. So let me know.
Depending on when I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I go ahead and schedule it, and then if you can come.
That
we'll
sounds perfect.
Okay, great. Do you have anything else about comprehensive plan? Oh, and that I did also just reach out. I haven't heard back from him yet, the professor at Smith who did the great walk on showing me the lighting, showing the Westfield folks the lighting. So I assume I will hear back from him. I literally sent it a couple hours ago, but I would love to include other people on seeing that stuff. So I'll update you.
Yeah, we don't have much else to update on the comprehensive plan. Hoping to have better updates in the December 16th meeting.
Terrific. All right. Anything else before we do business? Do minutes? So I guess I would say, can we approve or not the regular minutes right now, which is the March 21st, 2023 Planning Board meeting minutes? And then we can close this, go into executive session and do the executive session minutes, and then leave from there for the night. So did anybody have comments or any issues with the March 21st, 2023?
I wasn't there.
Okay. So Jane, we only have 2 people here who were present for that meeting. So we can't vote on it, is that correct?
Because, I mean, this is, boards change, and it's not like a requirement that you have to be there to approve the minutes. I mean, if it's not an immediate need, there's no reason why this shouldn't be able to wait till December 2nd.
Okay, let's just save the executive session minutes also and just deal with them all then.
I would
Probably we'll have
agree
more.
with that, because I know Mimi had a lot going on with those minutes, and so, and I know she did have some thoughts, so I think that's probably.
Okay, let's just postpone all the minutes until next time. In which case, I think if no one else has anything, I think we're prepared to close.
I make a motion to close the planning board meeting.
Rosanna?
Second.
Thank you.
Roll call vote for Kate,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
and Rosanna.
Yes, ma'am.
Rosanna, feel better
Feels so
soon.
much
Thank you
better.
guys. Yes, thank you guys. Have
All
a good
right.
night.
Good night, everybody.